Hey everyone, I'm Jeff Collier, and I've decided to start a art channel, painting, drawing, crafts, stuff like that. I've never taken a professional art class or painting class, that is, but I did take art, back in high school, that sort of thing. But anyway, I'm decided to get this started, new channel, uh, and I'm gonna attempt a painting, just a quick just a quick painting, but hope you enjoy it. Please subscribe, share, and let's get with it. I'm going to be using acrylics. All right, let's just see what happens. I'm just going to make something up. Also, I wanted to mention that I do have another channel. It's called Backwoods Collier. I'll leave a link for that in the description if you want to check that out. And that's just all kinds of stuff. Fishing, camping, cooking, just all kinds of stuff. Anyway, all right. All right, folks. I apologize about the lighting, but this time of the year, my yard is shaded, and I'm I'm in my backyard. So this is kind of a strange size for a canvas. It's 11 inches by 14. Okay, so and I'm going to be using acrylic. Like I said, I haven't painted in years and years. I broke out all my stuff I had for all these years, but I'm just gonna make something up, and I'm gonna start with some black. We'll put some over here, good amount, and I'm not gonna use a brush. What I'm gonna use is some tissue paper, roll it up in a ball, just like that, and let's see, make it. This is a journey for me too. I love painting and drawing, art, crafts. All right, so got my tissue ball here. I'm just gonna dip it in the black, and right. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna picture out what we're. Okay, let's see. Just do this. Just blot it. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dip it back in paint. All right. Mm-hmm. See what we're doing here. We're just blotting. Some tissue paper and some black. I know it's weird, but like I said, I haven't done this in years, so if I make a mistake, actually you can fix it when you're painting. Just depends on what it is your vision is that you see. And a little bit over here, a little bit up in there. Like I said, this paper towel is not cooperating. Slightly like that, but anyway, just all right. Let's get more on here. We want it kind of dark back in here. This is actually this painting. What I'm doing here is a picture that I took many years ago in Sparta, Tennessee. I live in Tennessee. And me and a really good friend of mine was camping out way out in the country, just right on the Tennessee River almost. And this was the view that I saw one afternoon. Just happened to step out and look, and I'm basing it off what I saw when I stepped out there. But anyway, all right. So a little bit more, because I don't know. Right. This is all pretty much filled in, from what I remember. It was beautiful. In the mountains, East Tennessee, pretty much is what it was. Let's put some more black over here. You probably can't see it. I've got a piece of cardboard where I'm putting my paint. All right. Let's switch this napkin over to another side, dip it back in the paint, come back over here, and just keep doing this. just keep blotting. We want it to look about like that. I don't know. Because we're going to be adding layers, especially with acrylic paint. You want to do layers, but you want to let them dry, each one, because you start blending this in with other colors, it's going to turn into mud, pretty much. All right, let's let that dry, and we'll go to the next step. All right, welcome back. This black has dried. That's what you want to do. You want to let it dry. So next step is I'm going to take some more tissue paper. What you want to do is just mangle it to get all the little textures going there. And over here I've got some dark green, and on top of the black that I've already got, I'm just going to take my little napkin here, dip it in that green. Right. And I'm gonna go over the black. Same technique, but not the fullness, just a little bit here and there, like that. I don't want to completely cover the black. I just want to go across the black, or lightly touch it. Is what I'm saying. Dark green. It don't look like dark green, but when it dries, it'll be a little bit darker. Actually, when we were in East Tennessee, and I saw this scene that day, it was about the same time of year as this. This is October. Halloween's just a week or two away. But so the leaves were changing colors, and of course we're talking mountainous area. All right. So anyway, got a little bit of dark green mixed in, or not mixed in, but see what I'm doing there. All right, that already looks like a some type of paisley looking thing. Anyway, we're gonna let that green, that layer, dry. A little bit right there. You can't see it because it's dark, but anyway, we're gonna let that green dry, and then we're gonna create another layer. All right, hold tight. All right, so everything's dry now, the green, black. All right, I'm just going to take this little brush here, and I've already got some raw umber. That dark green is still over there, and I put some black. I don't know if you can see it over here. I'm using my phone. I don't have a bunch of expensive camera equipment, so anyway. All right, so what I want to do now is I'm going to put my trees and sticks and limbs and all that in there, because we're doing layers. So let's see, I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to dip it into the black, a little raw umber, both sides, just right, kind of do something like that, get a little mixture going here, because they're not going to be, well, you'll see what I'm saying here in a minute. But all right, so I've got paint on my brush, and let's see, where would the trees be? Well, it would be there would be a bunch of them, actually, because it was forest. So you just put them in wherever, and that's just a basic shape. All right, something like this. All right, yep. Let's go back into your paint and just make them. Put trees anywhere. This brush is I don't know. Like I said, it's my first painting in a long while, so I don't know. Dip a little water, maybe. I don't know. Thin it out just a little bit, because a thin paint will stick to a thick paint. But yeah, that's okay. There you go. Just add a little bit of water to your brush, or the tip, not the whole thing, and it will thin the paint out enough to where you can, put indications of whatever you need to do. Now I'm going to take a smaller brush. This is almost a liner brush, I guess you'd say, and dip it in the water, kind of pat it dry just a little bit. Not, go back over here into the same tree paint that you're using, because this brush is bigger than this brush. So, and just, kind of make it come to a point. Same thing over here. And while you got this brush, might as well go ahead and put all these little things down here. A little bit more water. Go back into your paint, thin it out. There you go. Not too much. You don't want it runny. Just right. Now you can go back over here with your liner brush or your small brush, whatever you want, and just put in all the indications of smaller trees, because you're on top of a mountain looking down through some trees, and there's bushes and all kinds of stuff. So just put them wherever you need them, wherever you see them. Right. Just, yeah. Yeah, put that in there. All right. And just keep doing that. And I'm going to stop the phone here, the camera, for a second. Get all these put in, and then I'll get back to you and you can see what's going on. All right. All right, folks, we're back. Sun's about to go down here shortly, but I've got me another piece of tissue paper. You can see I've got the yellow ochre and the dark green. It's not really dark green, but it looks like whatever. Indication of trees, limbs. All right, I'll take my thing here, my little tissue. I'm going to go into some leaf green, and we're just going to blot it. Same thing. Oh, that's crazy. I ain't even going to do that. Okay, let's try this. Just make it. All right. Yeah, we want texture. We're looking for texture. All right, so go back into the green and just same thing, like we did at the very beginning. Just blot, blot, blot. Blot in some indications of bushes and leaves and trees, stuff like that. Like I said, that yellow ochre, there's layers here. That's what we're doing. And you'll see why for the lighter colors like this leaf green here just shortly. But no, we're just going back over, same thing, blot technique. That's what I call it. I don't know. With some leaf green and a tissue paper wadded up into a ball. All right. Yeah, see all those little things. I mean, you can make limbs and twigs coming out to meet all that, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing's perfect. If it were, well, if it were, right. Okay, so now I'm going to go into some light green, and letting it dry is good when you're doing layers and stuff, but at this point right now, they're both green, so it won't turn into mud. It'll just be a different shade of green. So take them, same thing. Just, oh, wow, that's okay. All right, and just blotting, going into it, filling in, just making indications of colors, layers. Right. Bushes, trees, limbs, sticks. Hey, come on. All right. And there's more layers to come. It's just we're doing it step by step. And I haven't painted in, well, a very long time. Years and years and years. Nope. All right. So now you can hear I'm tapping pretty good because my napkin's about dry and my blob of paint is gone. So we're just going to let that dry, and then we're going to come back and go to the next step. Sun's about to go down, and I'm trying to hurry now. All right, folks, we're back. It's probably not quite dry, the light green that I put on there, but at this point the sun's going down and I'm in a hurry. So I've got me another ball of tissue paper. I've got some crimson red, some lemon yellow, and some burnt sienna. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna dip it in that a little bit and just get me a thing like that. Hang on. And just kind of do the same thing. Just blot. I'm not looking for a whole lot of coverage, just indications of color. Right. And I'm just using well, that's okay down here. It's okay everywhere. Wherever you want to put it, it's okay. Right. Right. So, because the leaves are changing color is what it is. And, all right. Right now we're just in burnt sienna. We'll mix it around here shortly. Let's get back over here, a little bit down here. You know, just wherever. Like I said, all those little limbs and twigs and sticks and all that would be covered up in some kind of way with leaves, basically. Vines, leaves, and stuff like that. So we're still in the burnt sienna. Just doing the same thing, just blot technique, and it's just a little ball of yeah, that guy's mufflers. I don't know, I don't think he had one, but anyway, right, burnt sienna all over. We're about done with that. Same piece of paper, not even gonna change. We're gonna go into some crimson red, because all leaves are not created equal, and they're not the same color. But and in the fall time, of course, you know, remember when I said if you're not careful, you can create mud. Well, that's because I didn't let that burnt sienna dry and just went into the crimson. Yeah, got to be careful not to swipe. You want to blot, because if you do the swipe thing, you will have mud. So we're just dipping and dabbing. That's what we're doing. We're making indication of leaves that have changed color, like they do. All right, a little bit there, a little bit there, just wherever you see them. Up in there, down there, over there, over. All right, we're gonna let that dry a little bit, and then we're gonna go into some bright yellow, just for extra leaf color. All right, hang tight. And then we're gonna finish this because the sky is the furthest away, and that's what's causing all this reflection. Hang on, you'll see what I'm saying. All right, folks, we're back. Those paints are not quite dry, but the sun's going down, like I said, and I've got me another little thing here. I'm gonna go into some lemon yellow or bright yellow. Same thing, just barely, I mean, just right. Go back over it. Oh, crap. Looks like mustard, don't it? Hey, ain't nothing wrong with mustard. Come on now. Yeah, see, that's picking up some of that red because it wasn't dry, that crimson, but it's okay. Yeah. All right, a little bit more. Trying to hurry because, like I said, the sun's going down, and hey, I'm having fun though. Just have yourself some fun. I mean, it's not you know, it's not the end of the world, hopefully. But yeah, you can always take some off by using a different side of your napkin, and you can always go back too and add more color of different color to counteract that big splotch, is what that is. And I will, but I'll do that a little bit later. Right now, I just want to Okay. Get this done like this so you can see the technique. It's right. And I'm gonna finish this painting before this video is over, and you will see what I'm talking about, because the sky is the last part. Right. Yeah, why not? Let's go back over here just a little bit. Okay. Well, actually, just for the fun of it, I'm gonna. Which brush do I want to use? And let's see. As long as you don't swirl it around, you can, like that. That right there. I'm just gonna take my brush, a little water, get it moist, so it's not all bushed out. And I'm gonna take my brush and just dip it in that, and just kind of blotch that big giant thing there. Some of these other ones. Right. With some green. Some dark green. That way it's not just a big giant yellow spot. And I'm gonna try to let this dry, because it needs to, well, it needs to be dry for the last step. Alright, hang tight. Alright folks, here we are. This is the last step. I'm not gonna attempt to mix colors. I'm just gonna take some deep yellow. This is all dry. You want to make sure it's acrylic. Just make sure everything you've got is dry, whatever. So I'm just gonna put a drop, or a big thing, big drop, about like that. Alright, I'm gonna take this brush, and I've moistened it, I've wet it, whatever. Let's make sure it's good and moist. We don't want it sopping wet, but just dry it off a little bit. And then just, man, alright, just do this. Just cover the whole thing. Back and forth, back and forth. We're creating the sky now. Okay, so that is, woo. Yeah, see, if all this wasn't dry, me doing this would cause a big problem. It would all just turn into, who knows what it would turn into, a bunch of crazy colors. It looked like mud, you know. All right, so, yeah, just, this is the sky. We're starting with this color, deep yellow, because, you know, from what I remember, it was this scene. This is not the exact scene. This is just what I saw or remember. I mean, you know. Right. Yeah. Yeah, you cover all that. Just back and forth, you know. Actually, I need to. Didn't mean to do all that. But, I'm getting carried away. I'm having fun. But, yeah. You can wipe all that away. All that. Yeah, we don't need all that. I'm just trying to create a background sky. Right. And like I said, I haven't painted in years and years, so started out pretty good, didn't it? I just dipped my brush in some water, got it keeping it moist, not going back in any paint, because that will, it's acrylic. You can use water. Right. I'm just gonna cover the whole thing. I don't know. We're not talking about McDonald's, Taco Bell, or any of that stuff, but this would be a patina. Wow, isn't that something? Yeah, just yeah, see, all right. Doesn't make much sense right now, but while it's still wet, seeing how I've done it this way and covered the whole thing, I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. I just got carried away talking, and all right. But we've covered it. So now I'm just gonna take an old shirt. Hang on. We want the strokes. We don't want all, well, it doesn't matter, but side to side and not all around. All right, so I'm just gonna take my shirt, an old shirt, and wipe all that extra off on those trees. Right, and all down here. Doesn't matter. It's just what I'm saying is while it's still wet, you want to do that. See, all that background is dry, so it's not gonna wipe off or bleed out. Now, if you put enough water on there, it will. That background will come through. All right, and just keep doing that. See, that's my bad. I didn't mean to cover the whole thing, but I did. All right, go back over it while it's still wet. It doesn't really matter about the swirls in it because a lot of artists, that's their signature. If there's swirls in it, then there's swirls in it, and that's just, you know. All right, hang tight. We'll get back to the last step, I promise. All right, here we are. Now, that paint is not dry. That was deep yellow that I put in there, and brush is still wet. I mean, you can go back. You never make a mistake. You can always go back. But okay, so dark yellow. What we're going to do now is I'm going to take some, I'm not even going medium yellow. I'm just going to go to, and I got lemon yellow here. So just right up in here somewhere where you know, where you would think the sun would be, because you don't know, it's early in the morning and there's fog everywhere and there's, you know, whatever. So wet brush, dry it off a little bit. You don't want it sopping wet because the water will, you know, can mess up some things. All right, there we go. All right, just blend in little circles, lemon yellow. Right up in here somewhere. It's a lighter yellow. Lighter yellow, right. And just, you know, little circles, lighter yellow. Come on down, don't matter. Uh-oh, yeah, right. Brush is wet, too wet. It's all right. Once it dries, and that's one of the tips about acrylics. You want to let each layer dry if you're doing it in layers, especially. Now, if you want to do it and make it all, you know, who knows? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but anyway, lemon yellow on top of that dark yellow, but right in here, in that opening. All right, get down in here. Leave the top part a little darker because, right, well, sunsets, that kind of thing. All right, hang on. We'll get back. All right, and we're back. Those two yellows have not dried. But, like I said, there's a time when you let them dry and there's a time when it doesn't matter. So now's the time, doesn't matter. I'm going to take some white. And I'm going to put it right here because, well, all right, not about that much. Because that's where the sun supposedly is coming through. All right. Moist brush, not overly wet. Just little circles, that drop of white right there. Because the more you work this out, and that's plenty right there. The more you work this out, there's that glow in the sky. You know what I'm saying? There it is. All right, so that's perfect. What I'm going to do, because I've still got all that paint on there, is I'm going to wipe my brush off real good. Get all that excess paint off. Actually, let's just wash it. Get all that off there and just blend. Because those yellows are still wet, you can blend it. And it's not going to mess up anything because everything else, all those trees and limbs, leaves, and that's all dry. So just go up, do wherever you think the sky is going to do it. Come over here, come on, and it can also create the illusion of a fog. Let's say if it's early in the morning or sometimes at night. But right, see where this is going? All right, now I've blended all that white into that spot right there. A little bit up, a little bit up. This is a moist brush. Come down here, just kind of, all right, a little bit more water, a little bit more blending. Right, you see? Okay, now here's the awesome thing. Check this out. You ever seen the rays of the sun coming through the trees? Okay, here's how you do that. Get your brush wet. Don't dry it off. And just take what's already there gently. See? Now that's all right. Just gently. Gently. Right. See how that's doing that? All right. And you have your rays of sun coming through the trees. That's right. That's how you do it. Or that's one way to do it. It's not the way to do it, but all right. And folks, hope you like the channel and what I've got going on. Please subscribe, give likes, share. Yeah, that's all right. A little bit down through here. There you go. See? Just like that. In every angle. There you have it, folks. All right. Have fun. Peace out. Have a good one.